I want to share with you something that I am learning. Here's what I'm learning about bread. How do we make our bread? If God compares himself to the bread of life, then bread's got to be a whole lot more than how we look at it in this country. Most of the time, if someone says, hey, I need to lose weight, or I'm sick and my doctor has eliminated gluten, we take the bread products out because they're making us sick. Well, how in the world was that something that God was compared to? Well, a friend of mine opened up this question for me and shared some information, and so I wanted to share with you in case it piqued your interest or you met somebody that needed to hear it from you. That being said, many years ago, people used to mill their bread in their own home. I'm sure you know somebody, maybe in your family, in your many generations ago, that would mill their bread in their home. When that stopped happening, the vitamins and the nutrients and the oils that our body needed was eliminated from the bread making. So it was a source of nourishment, true nourishment for our bodies when it was a milled state. And now it's not. Now it becomes something that when we want to get better, we eliminate it or we minimize how much bread we're eating. When bread was milled, it was done with wheat berries. Some of you know this, some of you don't. These are wheat berries. You can order them. You can purchase them at stores. The wheat berries are ground up, and that's the milling process. So I'm not doing the threshing on the threshing floor, growing it in my yard yet. However, I'm buying it in 25-pound bags and grinding it up. You can grind it up with a mill. They have a lot of mills, probably $200 to $300, $400, $500. I'm just using my blender right now as I learn about this. I've got a strong blender. It's a Vitamix. Grinding it up and then making my bread using that flour. It's not a complex process if you've made bread before. If you haven't made bread before, sure, there's a little bit more learning in there. But the health factors that come from this have blown me away and made it worth it to me to continue to learn. Milling bread will put in the vitamin E oil that our bodies need and the vitamins that we need. So skin tags and warts and cysts come off, literally come off. I've heard stories about this. Personally, I have experienced the lack of sugar cravings. I am a sweet tooth. Any of you that know me really well know I love my sugar. I love ice creams and custards and chocolates and caramel. And when things get stressful, that's where I turn. I'm not a wine or coffee fan. I love my tea, but I like my sweets for that. That being said, when I eat a slice of bread for breakfast or lunch, I'm not drawn or desiring the sugar. I don't even need it. It can be sitting in my house. However, I did a week of not having that bread and just eating regular carbs, not the milled carbs, and I was dying for my sugar. It's crazy. I'd even come back from Christmas and was milling my bread, and after having so much sugar and sweets and celebrating birthdays and all the stuff that we do at Christmas time, the chocolate and the sweets were all around, I wanted nothing to do with it. Interesting, I had ice cream a couple nights ago with my husband, and I had started eating the milled bread again, and you can ask him. I usually eat one bowl of it, and I want more. And I ate one bowl of it, and I was not even interested in finishing it. It's crazy. The other thing that I have learned that milled bread helps with is intestinal system and digestion. So those of you that have gut issues, this will help because of how the nutrients go into our body. If you'd like to know more of the science of it, I've got a great book right here that shares and explains a lot of it. Home ground flour. You can find lots of resources, but this is just one of them, and this is the lady whose video I started watching, Sue Becker. So if you want any information, more detail, where you get things, I would love to share with you. Just text me back and ask me that question. You can text right back to the number that this video came through, and I'll answer those questions for you. And if you would like to get in on the drawing for this evening, text me back by itself the word loaf, L-O-A-F. Send that back to me in a text by itself, and I will put you in for our daily drawing today. And then tomorrow morning, I will announce who our winner is. Bread. It's pretty interesting. If it does give all the nutrients to our body, if we mill it the right way, if we make it the right way, would that help if we're gluten-free? I've heard it does, but I don't know that personally. Would that help us become healthier and stronger? You know the other thing about it? It fills you up way faster than a regular slice of bread from Aldi or from Sam's Club. Something to think about. I love learning. I hope you do too, and I hope you found this fascinating. See you soon.